Hey guys, Dylan from the Geek Duo here, and today I'll be bringing you my reaction to X-Men 97 Season 1, Episode 1, titled To Me, My X-Men. Cyclops races to find the source of new anti-mutant technology. So, obviously, this is, as advertised, a continuation of the 90s X-Men, the animated series. And I did manage to catch up on this show while I was away. It was a bit of a struggle with the whole, month at sea without internet, but I did catch up. And let me tell you, there were so many um, storylines and characters that I did not know were in this show. Like, there were actual Avengers characters and everything in the show. There was Spider Man. There was Longshot, Mojo, that whole thing, which are actually characters I learnt about their existence of through Marvel Contest of Champions, and they were in this show, like Corsair and all of that, like the whole Summers family. These are things I didn't know they touched upon. And yeah, so if those are the things that they're pulling from, it's very interesting because that means that pretty much anything is up for grabs with what this could be based off of. Like, we know this is continuing where the last series left off, with Charles being taken by the Shi'ar to like be healed after he got shot. So I assume by the end of this season we're going to have Charles back. However, they don't actually know that for certain. And well, we also know that Magneto is going to be laying claim to the X-Men because apparently Charles left that in his will. I feel that's going to happen at the end of this first episode. Hmm. Anything else I should touch on before start? No, I think that's it. I'll let this play, and yeah, I'm very excited to see what they do for this. So let's get this started in three, two, one, go. That's slightly different. I do love how they've made basically the same opening, just revamped the animation style. I will say this does. I do have issues with the animation. It feels too clean, like the characters and all of that. Like there was just this some sort of messy style that made the other one appealing. But that's my only gripe with from what I've seen from the trailers and that. Friends of Humanity. Oh, we're getting Sunspot. Sorry about that. Convert solar radiation into fire. Yeah, you got a little incoming. Yeah, I was a little surprised that Robert DaCosta wasn't in the original. Yeah. Hmm. I'm a little surprised they didn't get the team up move from the Days of Future Past movie, where Storm just channels it into Bishop. Oh, shot his leg out from under him. Found it. The full concentrated power of the sun. Or the punch dimension. Whatever you want to call it. I figured that was it. Was. Why did you. Well, for one, why did that look a lot like Invisible Woman? And two, why would you supercharge food? Yeah, that is how she was brought in. Mm, I'm pretty sure you were in a similar mindset when you were brought in Jubilee. If it's not real, you got nothing to be scared of then. Yeah, that one's real. Mm, there's always more than one master mold. I do love the original team photo. Beast, Angel, Iceman, Marvel Girl, and Cyclops. I actually have a comic where um with that team. Also, I am curious as to which child this is. Nathan, Nate, Hope, Rachel. Which one? Well, that crosses off two, so. Is it Nathan or Nate? I'm gonna say Nathan. Because Nate was Nate Gray, not Nate Summers. Yeah. And I know he was gonna say something like that. You being in charge. Why would Gyrick tell you anything? I love how Rogue's just in casual wear, but the others aren't real. Yeah. Rave may not be the best place for her. I would. Hmm. He does know Gene. What are they doing here? Obviously after Roberto, but still. This is, however, Jubilee's vibe. Couldn't you have kept that to study it? Hmm. No. In fact, he'd more likely blast your head off then. No. I had a feeling Gene was gonna. I mean, I have a fair idea what this is, but because I am familiar with the Nathan Summers storyline. What does that have to do with Sentinels? That almost looked like a completely different story. One that may actually be related to the Deadpool Wolverine movie. Just a little. Because seeing a master mold exploding, a whole bunch of graves and everything. Yeah, landing strategies, everyone. Those who can fly grab someone who can't, and or just shift into Angel. That works. Yeah, that he does that a lot. Sorry about that. Why is it when I try and smile, I cough? We've destroyed master molds before, and zombie sentinels, I guess. You know, this is giving me real Statue of Talos vibes from the Titan's Curse. Just a massive junkyard with a giant robot thing. Hmm. Don't really usually think of Beast's strength as enough to flip a Sentinel. Yeah, where is Storm? Oh, she's about to glass these motherfuckers. There is a reason that Storm is scary. And where did Trask go? You don't have to leave. Right, because I've just remembered that he was in the New Mutants movie. I wonder if that backstory is just going to be the same. Logan. Well, no, Beast. He's the most senior member. Hmm. The bastardization of the "to me my X-Men" at the end there, that was a nice touch. Huh. So Magneto gets his own character card with the rest of the. I have a feeling that those last two missing one's going to be Charles, the other one's going to be Sunspot. But yeah, it's interesting that Bishop seems to be a mainstay of the team because usually he disappears back to the future. Hmm. But that was a. It was very similar to the first episode of the original show, just with Roberto taking the spot of Jubilee. However, he's not the focus character of the episode. The focus character of this episode really is Scott. But yeah, so I'll just bring up the other one just so I can remember properly. Yeah, this would be if Night of the Sentinels Part 1 and 2 were together, which is a introducing a new character being captured by a weapon that is Sentinels, and then the X-Men team going to destroy where the Sentinels are coming from and all of that. But it's in the single episode, because if they'd have done the two-parter, it would have just been completely rehashing the original. But to have the original perspective character of that first episode now seeing the exact same things happening with this new character and actually being able to say, hey, I went through the exact same thing as you. You don't need to be scared of this place, of finding a place where you actually belong. And sure, it doesn't seem like Roberto's going to fully stick around, at least to begin with, because he does still have his family back home who doesn't know about his abilities. I do have to wonder if, because I've only seen New Mutants once, and all I really remember are Wolfsbane, Magic, and Danielle. I forget what her code name is, but those are the only three characters I really remember. I forgot that Sunspot was a part of it, which means we've actually seen three different versions of Sunspot now, because Days of Future Past, New Mutants, and X-Men 97. And oh, there's also the one who kicked off the Civil War in the comics. The one who's the reason for the superhero registration thing in the comics because he blew up a school. The Cannonball, he was also part of it. I wonder. But yeah, in the movie, his backstory was that when he was very much like Rogue in that his powers activated while he was getting intimate with his partner, and the partner didn't really pull through. So I wonder if that's something similar has happened to this one or will happen. Because I don't actually know his comic backstory. I was only introduced to him in the comics in the New Avengers after the whole Avengers disassembled in the lead up to the Builders and all of that. Yeah, that's where I got introduced to him, so I don't actually know his backstory. Because by that point, he was already, like, head of AIM and everything, so... Yeah. But it may be completely different, so... Could be just following the backstory of him throughout this season. But they destroyed another Master Mold. There are always backups. And, like, I highly doubt that's going to be the last one. Especially if that vision, I guess you could call it, with Jean is anything to go off of. Because that did seem very similar to something that happened in a comics. And I'm looking right at the comic that it happens in. Because, for those of you who don't know, little break the immersion, all of those is Marvel Comics. Got 4 shelves of about 40 odd each shelf. All of Marvel Comics. And there are some very big stories in there. Several of them have already shown up in the original show. But there's one major one that was missing. And as I said, that's what it really felt like from that vision. And it ties into Deadpool and Wolverine, which, as we know, is the next movie to come out to bring the X-Men into the MCU. So, could this show really be a backdoor setup for that? Like, sure, we know that Deadpool comes from the Fox movies universe. So the past, like the McAvoy and the Stewart era, that's him. We know that this Wolverine is not one we've ever seen before. So it's not from the Fox movies. It's not from any of the cartoons. Completely new. However, it is possible that other characters could be set up by this. If I am correct about what that was alluding to. We may first be introduced to them in this show. But I guess we'll find out as we get further on. And with that being said, I'll catch you in the next one.